And we're back and we're live. Welcome to the Hybrid Live Show. Dave, way up in Canada, is celebrating Canada Day, so he's not here. My other co-host, I'm talking slowly to see if he makes it. Nope, not going to make it. Anthony, doing what Anthony does, training people out there in the world. But guess who we got? Special guest. Ladies and gentlemen, you know him as Kevin. You know him as Bubbles. You know him as that lunatic on a fucking air bike. It's Kevin Greger, everybody. Welcome, Kevin.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for coming.
Oh, we get the Bubbles voice right off the bat. I can never tell with you.
Never know.
All right, Anthony's in the waiting room now. Should we let him in? I feel like he did it on purpose. Motherfucker.
He knows how to play you, Matt.
You motherfucker. Where are you? Half marathon PR. Where are you?
I'm in Montana.
Okay, you're going to have to hit mute when you're not speaking because I hear a loud wind noise.
Oh, I can go inside.
Yeah, go inside while I talk to Kevin for a minute. Or hit mute at least. What did he say? I'm on my Verdana, did he say?
I don't know what he said. He's in Montana.
Oh, Montana. That's right. He's in Montana. Do you think he's at a secret training lab? Do you think he's at a secret training lab?
I'm looking for moose in the background. I don't see enough scenery. I've never been to that state.
I'll also mention, you see today's sponsors at the bottom of this feed right now. They are the one, the only Ram Fit. Do you see how fit I'm getting? Using those Rams every week in my backyard. Loving the Rams. Get yourself one right now. Go to the website right now. You can also get the brand new 66-pounder. And also Resolute Coffee. You know them, you love them. Resolute Coffee. Use code HFM20 and get 20% off. Join the Crush It Club. Be like me and Anthony. Get the cool stuff. I want to give a shout out. I'm actually wearing a different coaching shirt today. I'm wearing, now how would you pronounce this shirt, Bubbles?
Exergo?
I would say it too, but apparently it's Exago. This is Emmy Cross. This is Emmy Cross. And I wore this to spite Anthony because he's fucking late every week. So until he's on time, I'm not wearing the hybrid engine shirt.
So you know what happened? You know what happened? Is I jumped. I send your link because you sent it to me on Instagram. I sent it to my email, but my work email has that Mimecast thing, and so every time I click it, it was like, this link is potentially bad. You can't click it, and so I have to like go through the whole security process from work in order to get onto the link.
It's okay. Let me finish giving a quick shout out to Emmy and Exago. Yeah, it looks like Exergo to me. Emmy, you might want to look into that. Just saying. I know you and your husband are very successful. Quick side note. I don't know if you saw. Actually, I'll hold that news. I'll hold that news for now. Let's talk to Anthony. Anthony, what are you doing in Colorado, buddy?
I am in Montana, not Colorado.
That's what I meant. What are you doing in Montana?
We came up here because my family's from Missoula, so we were in Missoula visiting my grandpa for his 90 years old, and it happened to be the same weekend as the Missoula Marathon, Run Wild Missoula. So we jumped into the Missoula Marathon and the Missoula Half Marathon. We did the Half Marathon because
before I ask why you didn't send me the link so I could follow you like I did last time. Can you, I know you've already moved inside, but now the light is behind you, which looks horrible, and I'm a professional program. And I'd like you to not look horrible. So can you get away from the window? Get away from the window! The call is coming from inside the house. Sorry.
Scream.
I'm going to ask Kevin a question. Kevin.
Hit me.
Did you one day decide I'm going to be the greatest deca ever at this one particular station, or you just figured out that you were really, really good at it? The air bike, that is.
Well, I wasn't always the best at it, and I was just trying to get my times down. So I was looking at the guys that were beating me, and I noticed they were all better than me on the bike. So I practiced more on that because I noticed their times were getting lower and lower and lower, and then they were still able to operate off the bike. So I guess I just kind of ran with that far enough to be pretty good at it.
So when did that happen? Like, when did it become apparent to everybody that you were doing it faster than everybody?
last year, I guess.
I mean, we all saw you do it at the
Right.
world. We all saw you do it at the
Yeah.
World Championship. It was on the live feed. I made a video. A couple other people made a video, but it was before that.
Yeah, like 2 years ago, I guess, in the spring, Ryan Corning kept like taking over the top time, and then we'd communicate and like, all right, how did you shave 20 seconds off your time? Because like we're chipping away. There's not much more time to be had on lunges and boxes and all the agility stations. And he's like, oh, I just got my bike time down. And I was like, 20 seconds is significant when you almost like you think you're at your like max capacity. And that just like, I guess the Roger Bannister effect kicked in for me. He ran the 4-minute mile, as people may not know. And then afterwards, a lot of people figured out that they can also run the 4-minute mile. So that kind of built belief in me. And then I just kept working on the bike. And every time I'd do an event, I'd get a little bit faster. And it really hurts. And I don't want to hit that intensity in training, but racing is a little different. So especially with the audience now, it makes it a lot easier to smash and then know that you can still move when you get off.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're kind of expected to. It's like, you know, if somebody goes to see Journey in concert, they better play Don't Stop Believin', right?
Mm-hmm.
So you better every fucking time now.
Speaking of live performances, Matt, which decathlon will be seeing you at this year to qualify, since you've been doing so much work with your ramps?
Great question. Carolina was a possibility, but you may have heard.
I noticed you weren't there.
Trying to figure out what's going on with my heart. So, trying to
Oh,
figure out what's
yeah.
going on with my heart.
So
if all goes well, I'll be at the Ocala before the Ocala. That's looked like the next
Awesome.
thing. I mean, I would like to get to one sooner, but I just don't think it's going to happen travel wise. So yeah, you will see me at a Deca Fit. I'd like to get to a Deca Strong or Mile as well, but you know what's interesting about this heart business is that I keep thinking back on other performances, and I think they're all related, or I'm just making big excuses for myself. But the Deca Mile that I did not that long ago, I had something similar happen. It just wasn't as painful, but it felt, looking back, I think it was kind of similar, where I was like literally sitting down for, I think it was 10 minutes after the bike, because my whole body was just like shutting down. And I thought it was just heat maybe, but I think it was the heart thing. And then I look back on the athletics I did in December, and I basically had the same thing happen. Again, not to the extreme, but we had to do burpee broad jumps, and it was only like, I want to say 20 meters, maybe 30. It was like one length. And I literally couldn't get up. Like I did one, and then I would just lay there. And I just couldn't figure out why. Like, why can't I move? And I think it's all related. So hopefully we figure the fuck what else this is. We open up whatever valve is not moving, and then I crush on my competitors.
Nice. Well, we do need you alive, or you're not going to compete, but
I want to be a lot more than alive, though. Alive is like, you know, there's a lot of people out there like, you know, not moving. Like I haven't even been able to run or exercise for the last 2 weeks.
How do you stay sane? I know that's been like a big mental health piece for you, is your conditioning and working out.
So here's the crazy thing. They asked me last week, okay, when do you want to have this test done? And I said, as soon as possible. They said, when? And I was like, okay, how's Friday? This was like on early last week. I go, perfect. They go, what if that's not available? I go, the Monday after. So I get a thing in my email. Here's your appointment, July 29th. And I was like, guys, like, what the fuck? I want to find out what's going on with me. And I can't, the doctor said, don't exercise between now and then.
Mm-hmm.
So I do it it's all through the app. I message them. They call me back and they go, it's insurance. Insurance makes you wait at least 2 weeks. And we don't have anything available in 2 weeks. We do in 4 weeks. So they said they could move it up 7 more days, maybe. But here's the thing. I think I'm going to have to go for a run, but like low, you know what I'm saying?
Do they have like a maximum heart rate you can?
Well, I know for myself, I'm not going to get anywhere close because remember, I don't run that fast anyway, right? I do mostly slow yogs, but I've done some speed training over the years. But lately, I can just go run 4 miles. You know what I mean? And so
Is it like
I'm gonna wait till Stacy gets home. Stacy's out of town right now. I'll wait till she gets home, and then I'll be like, okay, honey, I'm gonna go for a run at like 6. I'm gonna, 11-minute pace, just something super. I gotta get moving. You know what I mean? I can't sit around for another month. But no, it's the high. I went for one walk, and walks kind of suck. You know what I mean? So I went for
weight
one
on
walk.
it.
Yeah, rock it.
Do a ruck it.
It's actually a good point. I could ruck it.
Or just carry
Actually,
around.
I don't want to carry a ruck. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to put any. I just want to put. I don't want to. I want to keep the heart rate low. Remember?
Do you have to get? Is it called like an angioplasty? Do they go up through your groin, up to your heart, and like reset it? Is that the?
Well, I think that's what's. So here's the thing. I did my test, and they go, it's inconclusive. We found this thing that could be something, or it could be the camera was blurry. That's literally what they say. They call it. There's a word for it. I forget what it is. So we're gonna do this other thing that's even better. That we'll really be able to tell what it is, and then we'll know. And I hope it is. I hope it's this one ventricle, and I hope that's what it is. Because if it's not, then I still don't know why I fucking was in all that pain that day, right?
Yeah.
So I'm hoping it's that, and then they go in and do whatever, either a stint or the fucking balloon or who the fuck knows. If there's any heart doctors listening, you can let me know. But I think a stint. I think, and they can do it now all same day. I think they just then they go up through your groin. And, you know what I mean?
Well, Matt, we hope you stay with us. You can run around. You got to run around.
I do too. I just signed up for fucking Toronto, or I'm about to sign up for Toronto. Toronto.
It might sell out.
Toronto.
I know it's going to sell out. I just got my doubles partner.
I need them to release. I need them to release the schedule so that we can figure out if there's things to do.
Well, I'm pretty sure
that's the first race in North America before the majors. We assume the only one in North America before the majors.
Whatever the schedule is, they're just gonna I think duplicate it, right? For day 2 minus relays, because they can't. They can't break it up now because they can't move people, right? If you signed up for whatever on Friday, see what I'm saying? Saturday. So if they had done it initially, then they can spread it out. Then they can do all the doubles and relays on day 2, all the singles in day 1, or however they do it, right?
I thought they were just going to split the schedule and say, and if somebody's like, oh, I have a plane ticket, be like, sorry, you want a refund on the event? Like, that's what I thought they would do.
No,
I thought they were going to split it to open and doubles or open and pro on the day 1 and doubles and relay on day 2.
No, they're just gonna duplicate it minus the relays.
So that means you could win day 1 and not know or have your podium until the end of day 2. So are they going to have?
Do they typically have 2 pro days? I thought they still only have 1 pro day, though.
They usually have 1 pro day.
They have pro on Sunday now because I just signed up for the Sunday.
So the pros that were on Saturday are only on Sunday now. So they did split it. So they changed the schedule.
Not that I know of.
You said you signed up for pro and it's only Sunday?
Could somebody who's watching this message?
No, I know that pro is available on Sunday.
If it's only available. So maybe,
but
I assume it's still on Saturday, but
if anybody, if Jay Fitz watching or anybody else who's been to an event in the UK where they did this, because sometimes they announce a 1 day and move it. Sometimes they already announced the 2 day. So if anybody's ever done a 1 day and then they added 1, do they usually do 2 pro days? I don't think they would.
I know that's they're right, but if there's 2 if he signed up for pro and it's only available on Sunday and they already had the pro available,
it's not Saturday, though. They sold out Saturday. If they sold out Saturday, they didn't not have pro available. Do you understand?
Right. So they have. That's what I'm saying. Now they have a heat on Saturday, and they're going to have a heat on Sunday. So do you not know if you won the event until after Sunday? Now you could win day 1.
That's what I'm asking. If they've ever done that before, if they've ever had 2 pro days.
I know there's going to be several from the top 30 elite 15 with the elite wave, like the top 30 people on the women's side, at least. I think there's 5 of them going, plus Emma Lawson from CrossFit and these others. So are they all going to be in the same heat now or not?
Emma Lawson is doing Toronto HYROX?
That's what OFX said.
Look at OFX scooping me, bastards. And he's not even here.
Canada Day. Hey.
Did he post it or he just told you?
It was on their podcast, the last podcast, if you listen to it.
I can't keep up with all these podcasts. Can you, Bubbles?
Nope.
You used to be a loyal listener. Do you remember that? When you used to be a loyal listener, Greg? Kevin?
Yeah.
I just called you Greg.
Whatever your name is.
Shiz in the house. Welcome, Shiz. We love you, buddy.
Maybe Shiz knows.
Cheryl Snow. Cheryl, thankfully,
Thanks, Cheryl.
has no felonies. We'll see her in Canada. Right, Cheryl?
Yeah.
So, none that you know of. Website so if it has pro waves on both days, which one, like, does that mean that we're not going to have, I know there's like 5 of the top women going to be in the wave. Maybe
didn't you just say that 30 seconds ago? Didn't you just say that 30 seconds ago?
So are they going to be split up now so some run on day 1 and the others on day 2 are like, well, I just got to beat that time now.
But then I'll have a chance to run
somebody get JFit on the phone.
He's Canadian now.
Go ahead.
I wanted to go back. We kind of skipped over Bubbles. I was going to ask you what you did to get better at the bike. What kind of stuff did you do?
Okay, I'm going to post the link to the live feed so people watch us while you're doing that.
Oh, perfect. A lot of
what's up with Anthony's audio? Well, he's in a state
Montana
of disrepair.
Is it bad?
No, I think you sound fine.
Anyway, so compromise stuff, I guess. Get on the bike, hit it pretty hard. Find out where your tolerance is, then get off and do the next stuff. So run or dead balls, because you got to do that. That's kind of tinkering with how hard you can go and figure out where your top end is, how long can you hold it, and trying. I made a video about
what about my bottom end? You mentioned the top end. Bottom end. Just pointing to something there.
So I guess that's also part of the video I made about. It's like take your intensity up for 15 to 20 seconds and see where you peak, and then let it come down for 15 to 20 seconds and see how low you can sustain. So maybe you hit like 90 and then you drop down to like 50 because you're dying. But then how high can you get on the second one? And you just kind of go through that for 90 seconds. And I figure that time frame is right in the range of like decent males, and then like maybe not the top females. There's a couple like outliers, but I think the best females that aren't the super top outliers, that 90-second domain is kind of good to train in with what I just suggested with the high output, and then see what you can sustain. And I think the belief, is the biggest thing that I gained from like training and talking to Corning. And I know Geiger's really good. I don't know what he does, but he's ridden bikes for a long time. And believing that you can hit a pace, you can hang in there long enough. And it's a lot of like mental game. I mean, you've smashed the 25 calories really fast. So you've done something to do that. I don't know if it's the wrestling background. It's just like, you got to go 100%, 120% because you got a short duration. If you get a pin, the match is over and you're good to go. But figuring out and like, I guess earning permission from yourself to hit a certain intensity, knowing you're not going to blow up and die. And you're going to fail a lot of times, but do that in training, not in the race. And then when race time comes, you kind of know what you can play with.
Right. So, yeah, no, I just curious what you did personally to like increase or decrease your time on it, because I know that in my background, we the first time we had a bike at the gym, this was like 2014. So like, yeah, wrestling, we had air bike. If you were ever injured, you would just go on the air bike in the corner for the whole practice. And you'd have to do sprints and on and offs like the whole time for like 2 hours. But I remember, I think it was 2014. I was in a gym and my sister came in and she was like, I can crush a bike. She told me that. And I go, I'll give you $100 right now if you can do 40 calories in 1 minute. Right. And like, she jumped on and she didn't get it. She was like 28 though. And I was like, wow, that's actually more impressive. And then like one of the other guys that like would ride mountain bikes jumped on the bike and he was like, I'll do it. And he tried to do it and he didn't get it. He was like 38, 39. He was like, I don't know if anybody can do that. And then I remember like 2 years later, they had those rogue challenges finally.
Yeah.
And people were doing 30-second assault bikes. How many could you get? And the top guy got like 88 calories in 30 seconds. It was ridiculous. And like from there, I started to realize, oh, it's just like how high can you spin your RPM, and you can just spike the bike really quickly, but you can hold it for just like 15 seconds. And then I think it was 2018, I think, there was an app called Fit Fight that they used to, like, you could post a workout on there and people would win things. And I think I won one of them. It was like, how fast can you do 20 calories or something? And I did it in like 11 seconds. And so it was like, oh, if you can, I learned how to do that. And we won, Lauren did it at an Olympia. It was a 30-second one. How fast can you do 30 seconds on the assault bike? And she won a hypervolt for it. And so we just started to like realize, like, you can, if you push these bikes, you can actually do them. And you just got to like spike and hold for a little bit, because just the way the assault bike counts calories. Yeah,
I agree with that. I guess,
but
my answer was less scientific to you and more, I guess I'm always explaining to people with less experience, and I'm like, those are probably the people listening. I might not die.
Yeah,
all
we
right.
so one of the things I did to work on that though was we always did 5 sets of 30 calories as fast as you can with 5 minutes rest. So there's like full rest. How many times can you spike it for those 30 calories? And that was one of the ones. Yeah,
Aussie in the house. Monique McCreener. Hey, what's up? What's up, Monique?
Anyway,
was that really loud?
Sorry
about that.
Welcome. Matt wants to come back and talk now. He doesn't have experience. He's jealous he can't ride the bike right now. So
I was just very excited. that Monique is in the house. No, I was listening. I have. Speaking of winning money, I wanted to present an opportunity to both of you.
Do you have to wrestle naked in the woods for this money, Matt?
If you're up for a challenge, I'll make sure I'm fit in the camera. Unique, hang out. I have Monique. I called her just you. Monique and your sister Unique, hang out. I got some questions about Australia. I don't know if you saw, I just shared some APAC numbers on Australia, but I want to share something with you guys. You familiar with this brand called Bucked Up? This new brand?
I've never taken it before, but they've been around for a number of years.
Okay, to me they're new.
Has deer antler velvet is their special ingredient?
What, deer antler velvet? Nice.
I believe so. I think that's the secret ingredient.
A-Rod's deer antler powder.
Well,
it increases testosterone apparently.
They're presenting the Bucked Up Games. Okay.
Really?
And look at this. Look what you can win. Right.
Tug of war.
You went up to 10 grand. Powerlifting went up to 10 grand. Wipeout course. So let's call it Ninja /OCR. Wipeout course. Best time wins up to. I don't know what up to means. This one's a little crazy.
A certain number of people have to sign up in order for you to.
Men's and women's heats, $100,000 cash if you beat the 100-meter dash world record. Now that's just silly, right? Because clearly they're not going to get.
Somebody calling Usain Bolt.
Yeah. What's that? Like they're not going to get any. They're not going to get any. They're not going to get any. What do you call it? So general admission free. Watch the games. Access to the exhibit floor. VIP admission. That's the way to do it these days, right? You just give people like the nothing, and then you go, ooh, VIP for $5. So this is taking place in, guess where, Anthony?
Atlanta.
No.
Yes, Anthony.
Anthony, guess where it is?
Salt Lake City. Bucked Up's all over Salt Lake City.
Bucked Up is taking place at, look at this. Dun, dun, dun. Can you see this?
University of Utah. Why are you in Spanish?
Why do I have Spanish? This is ruining my plan to escape the country. Why is my
Como?
How close are you to the University of Utah, Anthony?
10 minutes.
That's right. Goofy games galore. Somebody call Rich Ryan.
I don't think anybody's going to be in the 100-meter dash and at 4,800 feet of elevation.
But what do you think about getting some of your yoked bros and doing the tug of war or the powerlifting?
I mean, that's what they want you to do. They want you to think you can go do this tug of war. Is it one-on-one or is it team?
2,000 pound weight limit per team.
So you have to have the total number of people on your team have to be less than 2,000 pounds.
So you get a bunch of little people, or
well,
a couple
is that,
of huge
do you
guys?
want like a bunch of? So would you want like 9 or like 8 200-pound guys and a Thor Bjornsson as 400 to make that up, or would you want like 10 200-pound dudes? Like,
this is like, do you want to fight 100 tiny
yeah.
horses or
One horse-sized duck?
one horse-sized duck?
yeah, do you want 10 100-pound guys or 5 Thor Bjornssons? Like,
yeah, I'm guessing it's going to be based on signups. So let's assume they're not going to hit these numbers. Maybe, I don't know, because that's a lot of people, right? I like that. I wanted the ninja course though. Let's call some ninjas we know.
what date is this?
It's 73 days from now, September 13th, 14th.
2.5 months.
And you can train with some fitness ambassadors. Are there any bucked up ambassadors that you want to hang out with? Arnold!
There are some good ninjas down in southern Utah and Vegas. I wonder if they know about it. Nobody's breaking the world record for $100,000, though.
No, but this other stuff is possible.
Whoa! Why does this say best ninja time wins 2,000, not 20? Your first graphic said 20,000, and this says 2,000.
That's missing a zero.
I don't know.
Yeah.
They lure you in.
There's no weight clap on powerlifting. And only $20. So they think how much? What's 20 times? What do you need? 10,000 people to sign up? What's the 1,000 people to sign up?
1,000.
This one also says went up to 20,000. That little button there. The one of those has a zero missing.
Well, it's around the corner, guys. Hang out with some influencers. Try some tests of strength. Witness the birth of a tradition. Okay, so a birth of a tradition. So over under. How many years will this last? More than Go-Ruck Games? What do we think?
I don't know. I mean,
are they going to pay out in a reasonable time?
Anyone?
Are they going to pay out in a reasonable time? And are they going to like bring some people in to start it with? Like, I haven't seen any marketing for it except for this right here, and I live in Utah. So
well, that's why you count on me for. I find these things. That's what I do. I'm a fucking, what do you call it? I'm a something. What am I?
Have drug tests.
I highly doubt they'll have drug testing. I wish I knew how to do this. How do I get us back? There we go. Anthony, I would love to hear about your half marathon.
We're good. So we went, we were in Missoula. So the start line from the half marathon is like my grandpa owns a house and a field next to a house. It's like 2 acres. The start line for the half marathon is like on the other side of those 2 acres. So it's like 200 meters from his front door. So it's really nice. You know, everybody else has to get shoveled in, and we just got to park at my grandpa's. But it was a very early start. It was a 6 a.m. the race started. So like we were, you know, hanging out with family, everything the night before. We didn't get to bed until pretty late, and you got to get up at like 4 a.m. So we stayed at a hotel a little ways away, drove over, parked at my grandpa's, did a little warm up. Definitely did not have enough of a warm up, but went to the start line, and there were some elite people that had been invited, I think like 10 of each gender. And we got to line up. I lined up right behind all the elite people, and Lauren lined up like with them. So I was like, oh, that's cool. Like there was no corral separating them. So we got to line up with them. And 3, 2, 1, go. We went out. My goal was to hold about a 6:40 pace. I held my pace until about a mile 11 and a half. And then I brought it in and finished in a 1:27. And I finished right at the last like quarter mile going over the bridge. I passed one of the elite women, and I was like, I gotta stay ahead. And they had like those special bids that say elite on them. So I was like, yay.
So what was your previous PR?
129.
Nice.
And I did a 127 on this one. The marathon I actually ran a faster first half, but it was all downhill. Like that first half was all downhill. So not exactly my fastest half marathoner ever, but it's like in terms of singular distance, but it is my fastest half marathon race.
And how did Lauren do?
Lauren did good. She took her the first time ever. She had to stop on the course and use the facilities. So she cost herself probably 60 to 90 seconds, but she did really well. She ended 6th overall, and might have been 5th, or probably would have been 5th, maybe 4th without the stop. So she did well. She finished, what was her time? 1:22 something. So that was a PR for her. It was really good. I think with the bathroom break, her average pace was like a 6:17.
Was there money? Could she have won some money?
Top 3. Yeah, the top 3 were really good. The woman marathoner beat the course record by like 3 minutes, which is really, I like that they did course records, but not like, oh, your world record, you know. It's a course record for which course they run every time. The guy that won the marathon, it was like his 5th time winning this marathon. And then the women, let's see, I think the top guy on the half marathon ran like a 1:05. It's crazy fast.
And how long did you plan on doing this?
What?
Like when did you decide you were going to do it?
Like a week ago. My mom was like, hey, the Missoula Marathon's the same weekend as your grandpa's birthday party. You want to sign up for it? We're like, yeah, let's do it. So we signed up for it last weekend and jumped into it.
Kevin, are you signing up for any running events anytime soon?
DecaFit Ultra, DecaFit Indy. I'm going to run teams there as well. I'll do more running than I did with Dan King. Not on track to break my half marathon PR anytime soon.
Do you have any idea where this event that Yancey announced?
No, I found out right before when I was waiting for the link to this.
What is it?
Show. He announced a DecaFit road show. We're running out of time to put a road show in though. So
wait, so he did announce it?
No, I just saw the post. I assume you're talking about. I don't know where it is, but there's not many weekends you can throw a road show. No, it just says stay tuned or something.
Huh.
It says, I think in the comments, it's like, guess where it's going to be. I'm like, well, I don't think it's going to be in the Northeast because Philly's coming. And if they say that, then people will try to transfer.
Yeah. Wonder if he'll take it to Boise where they're going to have that weekend.
Yeah. Are you coming?
I don't know if I am. I know there's people going to go over there, but
I'm going.
What weekend is it?
July 27th. I'm actually going out, so I'm looking forward to it.
That's the weekend after the Spartan Race Utah and the weekend after the Deca Ultra, right?
Correct.
Because it's the same weekend, yeah. So
I'm gonna go out there and team up with whoever I can team up with and put a bunch of top times up.
Yeah, we were looking at trying to go to the Deca Ultra. I asked Yancey about it, like Lauren and also Lauren Griffith were both going to go to it, but it's like $800 for a round trip ticket, and then found out that it's also starting at like 1 p.m.
Yeah, the elites are starting later.
Yeah, and the flight back to Salt Lake, like you'd have to be at the airport at like 5. It's like a 5 o'clock flight. And so they were like, oh, we're not going to make that to get back the same day. So you'd have to stay an extra day. And there was no direct flights to Fort Wayne. And Yancey was like, yeah, we'll probably do like 3 or 4 of these next year. And so we're like, okay, well, we'll just do them next year then.
How's LG?
You think they'll do 3 or 4 Deca Ultras next year?
Just throw them on a Sunday? Depends on registration numbers.
Yeah, Yancey told me it was really popular, and he thinks there's going to be more of them next year.
What does really popular mean?
Enough to have more 3 to 4 next year, 2 to 4 next year.
I mean, I'm not saying it's not happening, but you're talking. Like Yancey gets excited about everything. So for him to say like, "Oh, it's definitely selling out next," it's like, come on, like, what does that mean?
Well, this
I would say no.
And if this was the only one that was ever going to happen, we'd probably like be like, "Oh, well, let's try to get to it." But if it's not, then
I'm not saying it's not gonna. I'm just saying just because Yancey's excited about it. I just know that they only get like 400 or 500 people at these things normally, right?
I love how excited Yancey gets about it. I think it's awesome.
I'm just saying to say, oh, we're going to have a bunch of 2-day events just doesn't sound necessarily like it's going to happen. I would believe when I see it. That's all I'm saying.
It's just in a hard location. If it was a different location, it'd be great for us.
Yeah, I looked at Fort Wayne is more expensive for me to fly into than any other city because I looked at the whole rest of the year. I was like, okay,
how much going to drive?
How much to fly into Philly? How much for me to drive to Ocala? I looked at everything, and yeah, Fort Wayne for me is like, no, there's no flights there.
Yeah. I don't know where you do fly in from because the East Coast doesn't have a lot of flights as well. There's still layovers.
Well, and like if we wanted to fly in, the best flight was like fly to Atlanta, then fly to Fort Lane. There was no direct flight. Or you could fly to like Indianapolis and then drive 2.5 hours. And we didn't want to do that.
Right.
So,
or Chicago and drive 3 hours.
Yeah.
It's kind of like going to Mammoth.
Yeah.
I hear their United is adding a lot of flights, so that way you can get there easier now.
Yeah, as long as you are willing to get there, I think it's the Thursday before, you can do it. You can take a United flight.
Newark has a lot of United flights, but I won't be going there. Chicago, I assume, too. I think that's where they're based.
Yeah, they're
the United Center.
So are you going to any obstacle races, Kevin?
I might go to Palmerton. I might not. Everything's conflicted with that because I want to go to the Citi Field Stadium, but they put it the same day as the North Carolina Fit. I'm like, well, that sucks. But
are you trying to hit all the
North
both of you talked. I didn't hear either of you.
Are you trying to hit all the Deca Fits this year?
I missed a couple, but I'm going to hit the rest of them. I got to qualify with as many partners as possible, so that way we can eat up all the qualification spots and block them, so that way my other athletes can get in.
Are you going to
get? That's not how it works, but
are you going to get 6 team victories at the World Championships?
We'll see. I looked at the calendar. I'm not sure if I can, if they're spaced out enough. Because last year the co-eds went first, males were second. This year males are first, co-eds are second. I'm not sure which one's going to be more stacked. I would have liked to have gone head-to-head with Megita and Eric since they won the 2 male relays that I didn't get to compete against them. I guess I did race them in the mile, but it was right after I finished co-ed. So,
how do you know the schedule already? They put it up.
Yeah, it's on the. Yeah. So what's that word? The
Zendesk.
Zendesk. That's the one. It's there. It came out
sure?
with the. Yes, I have it. I have a picture of it.
Okay,
it's there. They just added it when they added the new rules with the bubbles rules, where if you qualify with everybody, then all your partners can't replace you.
Is that what we're calling it, the bubbles rule?
I don't know. That's what it has been referred to. But like if I qualified with each of you and I go with someone else, you guys can't get a new partner and say you qualified because your partner that qualified is already competing.
I thought it was the Heather White rule. That's what I thought.
Oh, sure, I guess, because they complained about her more. I did the same thing year one. I teamed up.
More people complained about you.
I don't know. I mean, I did the same thing though. Laura Cummings was there, and I needed to replace Cassandra Oman, Carol, and I teamed up with Laura, and we won.
Oh, look at this. You're right.
Schedule, baby. Now you can book your flights.
I mean, again, I wish I could say like, oh, this is definitely happening, but like, who knows? They could change.
They did pretty well with the schedule last year, sticking to times.
Oh, look at this. Hang on.
There's ruck for each event, but the ruck is right before the teams. So despite having that strong ruck, I won't be.
I don't have to race until 5:30. 120 plus male. This is like relay. I get to go.
You qualified already, or
no? I'm going to go to Cal and qualify.
You still need to qualify. What if you fall off the box and hurt your hip?
What if I what?
So what if you fall off the box and hurt your hip and you don't get a good time and you don't qualify?
Don't jinx me. Don't jinx me, dude.
Florida.
Are you going to qualify in all 6 teams and then the strong individually?
I think I'm already qualified in all 6 teams. I mean, I'm not saying I'm locked. I have like the top time in most categories. I have 3 or 4 partners that are under 9 minutes in the strong right now, both genders. And my co-ed mile time isn't, I wouldn't say is a lock yet because my partner from last year's on the DL right now. But if she returns, and I'll probably run with somebody else in the meantime. But,
okay,
and then my fit times, like I have locked both genders up there multiple times.
So currently there's 3 teams qualified in my category.
You're a lock. Damn it.
So I just need at least
finish.
Let's see, 11 other teams. If 11 teams or less, I'm automatically in. I just have to show up. And if that many teams compete in the next few weeks, then I could be in trouble.
There's 3 more fits. Well, there's a lot in Europe. Spain seems to have a lot of qualifiers, but maybe they're not doing older teams.
Do they do? Yeah, maybe they don't have any. Do they do? There's 2 women's teams. There's co-ed is way more competitive.
Yeah, Heidi and Mario. I smashed last time.
Jesus Christ.
Are you in 120 plus, Matt?
I am.
You have a 70-year-old partner?
I do. Clearly, you don't listen to this show. I've been talking about this for weeks.
No, I remember
you don't pay attention when I speak. Scott Bennett turned 70 a couple months ago.
I remember.
Tears it up in the OCR scene. Now he's doing. Sorry, not Scott Bennett. I just said Scott Bennett. I'm sorry, not Scott Bennett. Hang on. Did my mic just go out? Hello?
No. You just figure out your partner's name.
Oh, hang on a second.
We can hear you. We're just waiting for your partner's name.
It's the white Tommy Davidson. Sorry, my volume is fucking up. Scott Bennett might also be over 70, but my partner is the white Tommy Davidson is over 70. It's just turned 70. Can we get some station splits on those sub 9 strongs? I'm trying to wrap my mind around sub 9 minutes.
Yeah, give me 1 second. I'll pull it up.
He's going to pull it up. Resolute Coffee.
I don't have all of them, but I have at least one of them.
I was just glad that you videoed your performance. What was it, last weekend or 2 weeks ago?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I video everything. Even if it doesn't get posted, I still have it because when people beat me, I'm not saying that they didn't beat me. I want to know how they beat me so I can craft my training and beat them back.
That's exactly.
Or maybe they are full shit. But if it's someone I know, I usually give them the benefit of the doubt because they've done DECA before. But when 2 people that I've never heard of that have no OCR experience or hybrid experience put up a time that's a minute better than Grayson and Rylan, who are peak of the sport, makes me question things. But I got those splits if you want them.
Yeah, go ahead. What do you got? Can you bring them on the screen or no? Can you share them?
No, it's in a text thread, but I'll read them off. All right, and then I can type them in the chat, I guess. But lunge 27 seconds, row 126, box 27, sit-ups 32, ski 138, farmers 39, slow bike at 18, D-balls 41, tank 133, burpees 52.
What's a good tank? What's a good tank time?
Was it a concept 2 on both the machines?
Yep, concept 2 and assault.
What's a regular good tank time for the elite men?
In general, 2 minutes is like no one does 2 minutes in a non-fit because of the slick floor. But in a strong or a mile, you don't really have anyone beating 2 minutes individually.
Real quick, do you notice what happened to my face?
No, is it red?
No, I was messing with the thing and it says I could change the what do you call it?
Hue.
You are not a cat. Oh, he took himself off.
I could change my appearance.
Nice.
And I think it smoothed out my face. I think it smoothed out my face.
So you look younger than us now.
Like there's no. Hello.
Hello.
Sorry, back to what you were saying. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know what you were asking us about your cat face, but there was a question before that I lost track of.
We were talking about your zones. We get the splits.
Yes. Yeah, so everything's concept 2 and or assault bike, and Matt's gone again, but the tank usual time for like an elite male is going to be over 2 minutes. The best we're probably going to be right above 2 minutes.
What'd you guys say your D-ball was?
41.
And that's in a strong, so it's not over the yoke, it's over your shoulder.
Correct.
I don't know, like looking at the other sub 9 minute time, I don't know where you guys gained 14 seconds at.
A little here, a little there.
Like, yeah, but counting it from the stations, like what you were saying, I'm like, okay, there's maybe like 10 seconds total, and you'd have to run it perfect.
Yep. Teams, we're smooth. We ran an 855 last year, and then we ran a 904 at Worlds with a ski arm that broke. So I skied 150 meters with one arm.
I was just saying, I don't know who those two guys. I just pulled up the leaderboard. I don't know who those two guys on the Deca Strong teams are that are sitting number 1, 14 seconds ahead of you. But
well, the time that I just quoted is 8:36, so we're better than them.
If that's the one that we've already debated with,
but Carl Bundrick, I raced Carl Bundrick last year at the Zeta Wolf event. He's a pretty legit athlete. So and his time with his partner, he's competed like 4 or 5 times. So they've incrementally improved their time.
Oh, so they are getting.
I have another
smoother.
I'd say they're legit. But the guys in the mile, out the window.
Yeah, can we not relitigate this though? Because we already spent who knows how much time on them.
Yeah, Dave will tell you about it.
Yeah,
but also, so that was the one I just gave you the splits for is a co-ed race with Amber Tate. I also did a male race that was the same exact time with Mike Racine, and he did the bike. I don't have our splits in front of me, but I have the video somewhere. But yeah, but by me not doing the bike, I was faster on everything else. So put him to use. He's pretty solid in his own right. Violent assassin. He got second in his age group last year to Chaz Hatton, and he's been getting better. Matt, what other questions do you have? What else do you want to talk about? The old quote.
That's a classic. Well, I had a couple of fun things I was going to bring up. I was looking for something and I found some old HYROX content, and like there's stuff that happened that we forgot about. All right. So let me pull this video up. You're going to crack up. Okay. Ready for this? Anthony,
it's better be good.
Anthony will probably remember this because he remembers everything. But let me pull this up really quickly. And I meant to save the correct time thing. Hang on 1 second. I'm pulling it up right now. Hang on.
Hold it. Disclaimer: the leaderboards. I'm sure we don't edit here. The leaderboard's not updated from our last event, so there will be a bunch of those three more times sub 9 going in. Before.
That's what I was just looking at when you were talking about it. I was curious.
I ran a 907 with another girl too.
I should do a Deca Strong.
30 yeah, those would be solid.
Power through one.
If you make it to Boise, I'll team up with everybody. We'll just take all the qualifications.
There you go. Team up with like somebody in the morning. You and I could team up and go, and then we'll get everybody. Every qualification. They'll take up all 50 spots, and then you'll have to pick somebody.
Perfect. Yeah, I did 9 races at our event a couple weeks ago, so that was got a bunch of times in there.
Did you do the bike 9 times?
No, Mike did the bike that one time, but I did it the other 8 times.
Yeah, they're 8 times. Oh.
Yeah, but I asked Grayson if I can use him and borrow Katie for a couple qualifying times, knowing that they're a locked team and they're doing pretty well, and that way they wouldn't have to worry about me. They're good, but just to take some more slots.
All right, so I found this old content. This is a
you're
conversation. Yes, I'm back. This is a conversation I had with HYROX when he used to work for HYROX. This is May of 2021, and let me pull this up. You're gonna crack up because it's
Where's
like
HYROX these days?
HYROX is working with the company that
Uh-oh.
owns Ragnar. They're called FitLab.
Yeah.
And they own Ragnar and a bunch of other brands. But I got to make
Think they own
sure that it shares also video. All right. Might be super loud. Hang on. Let's turn it down a little bit.
One thing that's been on my
Okay. Do we hear that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go.
plate since I've kind of took over doing the HYROX here in North America is that there's, our event series is proprietary, right? We're working in with the framework that you guys know and love that we've seen multiple times, Dallas, Chicago, Miami, even. But there's also we need to keep this thing evolving. And so what we're trying to do in Orlando is basically do this sprint style format. So, for those of you who are trying to qualify for the Chicago event or whatnot, you're used to basically going off the individual slots that are available at each format. And so what we're going to try in Orlando is basically set a time cap. And then if you beat that time cap, you are automatically entered to go to the US
I like it.
Championship.
I like it. What do we know what that time is going to be yet?
Yeah, so I do have some. I won't go through all because I have different.
So do you remember this, Anthony?
I do. I remember actually listening to this exact thing, and I remember them talking about Orlando being a time trial race, and it was actually the first grid race outside of the Elite 12. So it was the first place they actually set up the grid as we know it as now.
But they didn't keep it.
Not for standard races. They kept the grid for the elite races, though.
No, but I'm saying this whole concept of this is how you can qualify for the North American champion or the American Championship was to time trial it.
Yeah. No, because I think when they did this, so this was at the time it was Lauren's fastest race when she went and ran Orlando. It was a 106. And it was just off the thing, but I don't know if anybody else, I think Tara Jackson, it might've been her first race. I don't know if anybody beat the time that they were talking about, a 109 or something, or maybe he said 75 in this.
Well, I have an article somewhere too, but I just thought it was kind of hilarious that we were doing this.
They tried to implement things like this before. It's just, I think it's got to be bought into and it'll catch on.
But I just think they were kind of winging it. Oh, let's try this.
They were trying to figure out the best way. Sometimes it's experimental.
All right, you guys aren't that interested. I thought it was super cool.
I thought it was interesting.
Well,
I got another one, by the way.
What do you want to know?
Very no.
I remember this whole time. This was 2021. This was right after. It was right after Dallas, right after the Dallas Invitational. And then Orlando was coming up, and then they were going to do the 2021 U.S. Championships in Chicago, which I still think is the best HYROX race ever to watch. If you want to see an awesome race, or it was really awesome to watch in person. I think I went back and watched a live stream, and it was still good, but it doesn't show the race as well. But it's still.
So when the lightning froze the age group thing, and we had to go in the parking garage or something.
That was
or something.
That was the U.S. Championships in Chicago. There was a tornado warning, but it was before the elite race.
Before elite,
but
yeah.
Some people were in the middle. Some people were in the middle of their race, and everybody had to evacuate, and they had to go restart from wherever the beginning of the station or beginning of the run that they last were at from.
I remember that. I was there, not racing at that time, but.
Yeah,
I was this is
I felt bad for everybody that was racing at that time. Did Matt freeze? He looks frozen. He definitely froze.
He blinked.
Well, he's a statue if he blinked. That's really good what he's doing.
He's probably still scrolling.
Got him to smirk a little. That was perfect. So he's not frozen.
Because I think it's super interesting because if that happened today, people would be like, what? There's a time trial. What? Right now we're just settled into the way it is. But this is also interesting. I have another old video I found which hang
Well,
on.
could you imagine if, I think it'd be really cool. Imagine if they let everybody that signed up for pro or anything go and race on the grid. I think people would like that as like, oh, we get a race on the grid the same way the pros do. Where right now, only the majors, the Elite 15, those are the only ones racing on the grid. And so giving everybody the chance to, I think people would just like suck that right up. So.
All right. So this is 2 years ago. So this is, doesn't say the date. It just says 2 years ago. Oh, July 14th, 2021. So this is like a month later. All right. So hang on a second.
Yeah, so I gotta make sure I get my numbers right.
Also, we are live. I am working from home today. There may be an interruption. If there is, I don't know if any of you heard that, but just HYROX a professional. He'll keep it rolling. But is all this and is all this out there already, or going to be out there already, where people who didn't watch this follow up with how much money and all that fun stuff?
Yeah, so I'm just going through the posts here. So like it was, I just wanted to go back here real quick. So this was July 2nd when I put it out, but I'll just refresh everyone's memory here. So first place at the team relay gets $2,000. Second place is $1,500, and third place is $750. And I'll be putting out more graphics, posts, and different things like that. Plus, if you're in our email network, obviously we're going to be, throwing out a lot more information ahead of the Madison event. Which, by the way, like Madison, as you know, like hosts other large fitness events, and is very excited to bring HYROX in here.
So a Madison HYROX, which A, never happened, but B, was going to have team relay money. How fucking cool would that be?
Why didn't that happen?
Didn't sell enough tickets. Remember early on that kept happening? Like Boston got moved and then gone. And then remember? And then Madison never happened. See?
So I stopped running
things?
HYROX because all these things I signed up for kept getting pulled, and I'm like, I don't want to train anymore.
Hybrid fitness media didn't even exist yet. This is 2021. We didn't know anything. I'm shocked you didn't remember that, Anthony. You remember everything.
That was about the time my dad passed away, so I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. My guess is HYROX was like, ooh, HYROX or CrossFit is in Madison. Let's go to Madison. And by the way, the relay rules weren't even set yet. I think he goes on to talk about. Hang on, let's hit play some more. I think he talks about the relay rules. CrossFit Games for Madison. Blah blah blah.
That's right. Yeah, and actually, I'll be actually out there doing a HYROX, gym tour of sorts during the games week. So if you're in the Madison area, hit me up. I'll be up at I think CrossFit Madtown will be my kind of home base for that week. So, but anyway, back to the relay.
So yeah, so you have 4 people. You have 4 people. Okay, there are in fact 16 things to do. Right?
Yeah. So this was another area wherein I was a bit premature, right? So I had discussed with my team, and we had a pretty good flow about like how to strategize around this. But once again, in the spirit of what the global community will understand and how the global community intends, and frankly, like what Christian wants at the end of the day, is now it's so you have essentially 8 segments, right? Instead of 16, or classifying as 8 segments, a run and a workout count as a segment. So the team can still break it up however they want. The race format still runs the same way. So skier to row or to sleds and so on and so forth. The flow still goes. Like the race is still the same, but the athletes will they must complete a run and a workout back to back, right? And that counts as one segment. They could do the first segment and the 8th segment, the second and the 4th, whatever they want to do. But that's kind of how we're going to be breaking it down. You have to do the run, you have to do the workout right after it. So
I like that. I think because it used to be the first time around, they were like, oh, you can do any. It was like any 3 of the like somebody can do anything they want as long as they do at least 3. It was some weird fucking math they had around it, but that wasn't the first relay, and so then they fixed it.
I don't remember that first relay then, because they did. You're saying that somebody, you could have just like somebody that's an amazing runner, and then somebody else would do a station.
I think it was something like that.
So,
and either it never happened, or there was one that they did like that. But I think they announced the concept, and then it never happened. I think it never, whatever it was, never even happened.
That's cool. I mean, I like the relays. It was really, really fun watching the team one. the
Well,
countries.
you
versus
could have
countries.
you could have done a relay with us, Anthony, if you didn't like puss out in whatever it was, DC or
I would have had my first station after like cramping up and dying in Chicago.
whatever. So did you say that's why you won't do a relay?
But
Me or I want to do a relay. I want to do a relay. I like that format better than the doubles.
Because you don't want to. Because you don't want to do all
want
the
to run
work.
5 miles. Well, I did one doubles and I ran with a partner that was a little bit better runner than me, but I was useless when we got to the stations because I was just trying to hang on. So he's
Well,
like,
get
all right,
somebody
we're at the
that's
sled
closer to your
push. And
pace
I'm
then.
like, all right, well, I'm
get
going to rest now, or you're just going to leave me behind again. And we podiumed that day. We ran under 60, which was cool at the time, but I think I'd have more fun with someone my pace, as you said. But the relay seems more my liking. Smash, recover.
Gives you
more
the
the
feel.
aspects. Yeah.
how it feels to go under an hour when you do a doubles with somebody. Okay,
Yeah.
this is how it's gonna feel. Okay, can I work that?
Right.
Yeah, I do it solo.
So I did 3 pros.
No,
I'm gonna do pro in Toronto. It's just been, well, I think Chicago 21 was my last pro race, so it's been a few years.
Well, listen, not a lot happened in this last week, at least not in this part of the world. We don't have to go 2 hours today. Anthony, do you have any other topics you wanted to bring? Because you did not update the doc, which is fine, but I don't know if you brought anything with you.
No, I didn't have anything to bring this week besides I ran a half marathon, which is just personal fitness, and to check in on your heart, which you already talked about.
All right. Well, if anybody, we can give you another 30 seconds for any final questions for today's panelists. We can have a short call today, and that's fine. They don't all, like I said, they don't have to go 2 hours. That's fine. I have got to feed my boys something.
I'll come up with something for next week for you. I'll come up with something, Matt, and I'll maybe make it a game show, or I'll do something.
I would love to do that. I would love to do a game show, but probably now that you said that, we'll probably get like all the majors and everything announced next week.
Yeah, we'll get so much to talk about, it won't matter. But for the next one, I'll try to come up with something. And if I tell you I have a game show, we'll do like HYROX history, here you go, or hybrid fitness history, we'll say. And then, you're gonna have to tell me who the people you're gonna bring on are, and we'll have 2 or 3 people, and they just have to see who gets it right, and whoever gets the most right gets to stay on. Whoever doesn't gets booted off.
No.
That's booted. Well,
fair.
listen, Kevin, I'm sorry you missed Dave, by the way. Dave was very excited to have you on, and then Dave had to go celebrate Canada Day.
Oh,
Yeah, he was very excited to have you on. He's the one that keeps you in the hybrid rankings. Like, he keeps you like second.
I vote for you.
No,
Sometimes.
no,
appreciate it.
Dave. I think Dave puts Greg in second place every single time.
Keeps
All
them
right.
there. Thank you.
Well, listen,
Appreciate that. So we're Canadian.
Thanks for everybody hanging in this week.
I have you on there, but
Nice.
All right. Well, listen, everybody, thanks for hanging in. I
How,
thought you'd be
how do you
much more
say
interested-
Exergo again?
Exago.
Exago. I'll give them a shout out because Emmy and Nick Fisher were cheering me on during my ruck fit in North Carolina. They were the most excited for me. So shout out to them.
So I know we're wrapping up, but we didn't talk at all about Melbourne or Singapore.
Well, I
That's so
said,
far away.
is there anything you'd like to talk about other
Totally
than
forgot about them.
the things we covered? And you just said no. And I would be like, you do this. I think you do this every week. Because I think the other week I was like, okay, anything else you want to talk about? And then you talked for like 10 minutes about something else.
I forgot.
There's nothing to me that I don't know many of those athletes. There's not much I want to talk about, but if you really want to talk about it, we can.
I'm just gonna shout them out. So I know Melbourne. I don't know, like, Tanguy Cruz is the guy that won for Melbourne, and a 58:23 French guy. He's ran other HYROX races. Matt Slee was second, and Chris Woolley, who I thought was going to win, ended up picking third with a 102. Some other names that were in there: Kyle Frankenfield took 8th. He was a CrossFit Games athlete, and I thought Rob Forte was going to run, but I don't see him on the list. So unless he really fell back, I don't know if he actually did run.
Well, you can go to my favorite website, HiResult, and have a quick peek. How do you spell his name?
Rob
Because you
Forte,
got to know.
ROB.
He
be.
could have done an open.
Could have done an open. Okay, so he's also across the game.
I got Nick
as
Forte. I got Dominic Forte. I got Donato Forte. I do not have a Rob.
Maybe he didn't run. On the women's side, Deanna Blake ran. She was 11th.
Did she wear Blagmans?
I don't know if she wore them. And then I don't know that. So somebody named Peter Day won first place from Australia for the women. I don't know with a 107.36.
Peter females.
That's not what I have.
HYROX Pro Women winner says Peter Day.
It is. Hang on.
Lauren Max is second with a 109. Stephanie White in third with a 157.
It does say Peter Day. Well, I guess let's look her up. Shit. I mean, they couldn't have got that wrong, right?
Nowadays.
I mean, it could be let's ask, it could be a, what do you call it? A common thing. Peter Day is an athlete and business coach for gym owners. Search for Hertz season 4. I'm going to guess that this is him and they fucked up because he's also on, are you looking at the high result or the HYROX page?
I'm on HYROX.
Okay. And I'm on high result. So is it possible there's another woman named Peter Day that's not this guy who's clearly an athlete?
HYROX results in his picture in his Instagram.
And then just going to look at Singapore. The top women's time in Singapore was a 123. I'm not going to mess up saying the name. So the top men's result was a 107. So I don't know how they set it up there, but not super fast.
How did they fuck that up though so badly? I'm surprised I didn't see it sooner because I know that Ian did the post. Ian from UK HXR, and he comboed with me. Melbourne results. We've got Lauren Max as the winner. So why the fuck is the website and high result wrong? All right, no matter. We're going to wrap it up there, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to shout out Exago. We're going to shout out RamFit. We're going to shout out Resolute Coffee. Use code HFM20. And of course, if you want to be with like half the podium, you want to get on the hybrid engine. Is that correct?
I mean,
what percentage?
Yeah, we have great pro tracks and great daily dose, and then also some other programs to set up if you guys want to take a look at them. We've got some more exciting things come out, and I just we're growing a good community. That's what I like.
Speaking of growing a good community, in my pants, I mean growing a good community. Kevin, when is your gym next having a fit or mile?
Great question, Matt. August 31st, we're having our next fit, or no, our next strong and mile and teams and all that stuff. Everything on one day. Tara Jackson signed up already, so we expect some good times to be qualified. And then the next day, September 1st, Sunday, we're hosting our first HYROX event. We're an affiliate now, so
okay,
we will be giving cash away for the prize. I guess that's all you want to talk about. So
this is why I make notes, by the way. This is the first fucking thing I wanted to ask you. It's the first thing I wanted to ask you. Do you remember me messaging this?
Yeah.
God damn you, Kevin. Oh, all those viewers, all those hundreds of viewers jumped off when I said, I guess we're going to cut it short. And now no one's left. So welcome the people that stuck around. Kevin Gregory.
Yes.
What does one get as a HYROX affiliate? What does one have to do to become a HYROX affiliate? And what made you say yes to doing that?
All right. So what do you get? Exposure. People are training for
exposure, like to the sun. What does that mean?
Yeah, we get tan. To the HYROX people. So obviously DECA people know us because we're good, but HYROX, I mean, some of them know, but there's a lot more people. How many people did HYROX in New York, Matt? I know you posted it, so you know the number.
5,000.
I saw it there.
Let's say 5,000.
5,000. All right, there's 5,000 people in the greater New York City area, which we are an hour and a half from, that train at all these, I don't know, F45s and Orange Theories and all this stuff that don't do like HYROX specific training. So that's exposure for us to those people.
Okay, okay, Kevin. I'm gonna help you out here. I'm gonna help you out a little bit. Okay,
help me. I don't have media training.
It's okay, because exposure is actually a dirty word for a lot of people, because they're like, "Oh, do you want to help me out? What do you get? Exposure." It's like, exposure don't pay my rent, motherfucker. So, are you trying to say you're listed on their website if I Google your area?
Yes, we'll be there. We can also host HYROX type events, not the official full HYROX, but HYROX inspired things, and we can take registration money and we can host an event, and HYROX will brand it and also promote it, and then people will come and race with us, and then we can do it over. We have a lot more free reign with those events. DECA is here's the product, you can run mile or strong.
So yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at, is what that means is I've seen people post the HYROX PFT never quite took off the way like a mile and a fit did, right? It's very like, oh, we have those. But I've also seen people post, you know, hey, we're a HYROX gym. We're going to do a HYROX half, right?
Yep.
Or like I've seen a gym in like Malaysia be like, this is a HYROX sponsored-ish event, but it's not even a half. It's like we doing it, but we're adding a bike or something. So tell me, like, when you say you've got freedom and how does, like, do you split the money with them? I'm kind of trying to get the difference between, I think a lot of people know what you get with a DECA affiliate. I want to get people to know what they get with a HYROX affiliate. Because they also said, they said they have 5,000 affiliates. And I was like, how is that possible? And then when you click the map, it shows all the, like the numbers, you know, and then the more you zoom in, the numbers, but I'm like, do those numbers add up to 5,000? Are they faking it? Like what?
I didn't look for our dot yet, but I can answer the first question.
So let me ask one question at a time. What do you pay, monthly or yearly?
Monthly.
What does one pay monthly?
$139.
Okay,
it's right around the same as the DECA cost.
Okay, $139 a month. But doesn't DECA charge you for a year or no?
I've been charged monthly since I started with DECA.
Okay, so if you want to put on a PFT, right? What do you have to do, and what will they do for you?
You tell them you want to have a PFT, and then they send their regional. So Imi is the regional in area. Shout out to her again. Ergo. She still can't say it.
Exago.
Yeah,
she's in DC, I thought.
Like mid-Atlantic, whatever that area is. She's not ours, but she is the one for like that area. But Constantine is for New York, and I guess,
shout out Constantine.
So I've had a couple calls with him on ideas of how to use this affiliation to grow our brand and support the HYROX people, the athletes. So if we want to do a PFT, then we tell him, we pick a date. He looks and sees if he's already going to a PFT, and then he comes and supports us. AJ Golick from our team has supported a lot of PFTs on the Long Island area, so he's been my like initial guy to bounce ideas off of, and then when we affiliated, he's helping us a lot because he's done a lot of HYROX stuff. So PFTs, one, you don't charge for them, so you're just getting people to experience HYROX. We have a good community. We draw a lot of registrations for DECAs, so we decided to forego the PFT and just go to create our own HYROX event. So there's events that our people have gone to, like the Stairway to HYROX, a training lab in New York City, and they've had a great experience. I've seen what the workout is. They're on like the ninth story of like a 17-story building. So they're not running thousands in the street. They use the stairwells, and then they do like HYROX movements and stuff like that. And then there's timer and competition. They give some money away. So that's what we want to do.
What level did you get? Because I was just looking, and it shows that there's 3 levels. You can be a performance coach, training club, or performance center.
I don't know what our title is, but they asked me if I want to do whatever those were, and I was like, I want our gym to be affiliated, not me personally. I want Underdog to be the affiliate, so I want to be able to do what I just told you. So I'm not sure what.
If the price is different for an individual, right?
I don't know what the price is.
That's what I was going to look at.
Yeah.
I was thinking of that because remember, Anthony, you said you as an individual could be, you could call yourself hybrid affiliated or whatever.
Yeah,
Well, you guys did that last week, right? You talked about
they have
all these programs that HYROX supports to like sign up for this app or sign up for that app. But
so I live in
Yeah.
Georgia, as everyone knows, and I get emails every week about the HYROX run clubs in Florida. I think because they're the closest ones. I think.
maybe.
So I think that's probably another thing you get, which will probably send you traffic. It means anybody that
Regional
registered,
newsletter.
yeah, anybody that
There's a
signed
regional
up
newsletter. Yeah.
gets those emails, and it's like that to me that's real value because that's like what a franchise or affiliate is supposed to do for you. Like you don't your money goes to this email that goes to fucking 100,000 people, and maybe they don't come in the first time, but eventually they come.
And know your name.
So it's not just they search for you; it's they're getting the email because they're on the HYROX list. So I think that's the real value.
That was the thing that Constantine told me. He said the faster we get a date, the faster they can put it into the regional newsletter, and then all the people that are in the email chain of the New York City area they'll get hit every 2 weeks with the exposure. So September 1st has the July 1st, July 15th, August 1st, August 15th marketing.
And you can charge whatever you want for this like HYROX inspired workout.
Yeah. And we have to create our own platform or use whatever concept, whatever. We do that part, which is fine. But we keep it all. We don't share. There's no profit share.
I like that. So you could use Competition Corner or Eventbrite or whoever.
Yeah, whatever.
This is all very smart. I think this is very smart.
It seemed like a no-brainer.
Well, if they keep it that inexpensive, then it's totally. There's like I still can't believe there's none in Atlanta. The only HYROX gyms, if you click the button right now, they're all north, which is where all the Decas were too. All the Deca. They're all like an hour north of here. So Atlanta City is wide open. If I wasn't so fucking busy, I would open a HYROX club. I think I should. I should open a HYROX club.
Where are you seeing this map? Where are you seeing this map at? The map you're talking about.
Type in HYROX affiliate, bro. Are you typing in the words HYROX affiliate on the Google machine?
While you're looking, I think JFit expressed this. I talked to Amber and Zach in a Pure Impact in Canada because they became an affiliate through JFit, and then talking to Constantine and back when I became a DECA affiliate and talking to Yancey, they all said the same thing. They're like, you get this and this, but you can make it whatever you want as far as like build your brand, use it as a tool. And so that was a big thing that I think drew me to affiliating with HYROX also, because I already have a lot of credibility established within the space, and our people are running HYROX. It's not something that we're not doing already. So being able to leverage more events, we do really well hosting events. It's a lot of fun, and it gets our community together. Like Anthony said, with his community of athletes, like that's what keeps, I don't know, that's the fun part about training, not the day-to-day stuff, but you guys get together, perform, root for each other, and just support one another. And we've built a good community as well, and want to be able to bring more people into that ecosystem.
All right, so that's me, right? And now here's the whole world, right?
6.
Come on, where'd they go? They were all here a minute ago.
It's only showing your search radius 50 kilometers from your former button.
Yeah, but I don't want that at all.
Mm-hmm.
I want to just like go to the whole world. This is still only 1,000 miles from my house. Anyway, you'll figure it out. Kilometers, eh? So, is this more? I think this is more than DECA does for you. Yes, DECA, you appear on a website, but you don't get. They're not emailing anybody for you, though, right?
We get their Instagram. They do more stuff with that. Like they'll say this weekend's events, and then we'll be on that list.
Yeah, but that's not nearly as good as being on an
everywhere
email.
in the country. It's not localized. So I get that email will have stuff in Arizona and California and Texas and stuff. It's not regionally dialed in. Yeah,
this is. I gotta say, HYROX. I think this kind of kicks Deca's ass, to be honest. Sorry, Deca. You know I love Deca, but this is like, again, getting just that email alone on a regular basis. The fact that I see those HYROX Run Club emails every 2 weeks. Let's actually look at the one I've got right now. It says local HYROX news. And if I go to share, God damn it, present, share screen. Do we see this?
Lots of emails. Roku service, privacy policy.
Uh-oh. Stop looking at my stuff.
Temu, complete your purchase now. What are you getting cheap?
I've actually never bought anything from Temu. I almost did.
Well, they're still reminding you.
Why would it do that to me? Why would it do me dirty like that?
Have one of your kids come in. I'm sure they'll figure it out in 2 seconds.
No, I got it. Hang on. Present. Share screen. Window. That's what I want. Window, not. There we go. There it is. So look at that. Here's the new affiliates.
Bruce Jackson.
And this right here, look at this. HYROX Run Clubs. So I've gotten these every 2 weeks, like you said. So if yours is in there, you're going to get some people. They're going to be like, shit, I'll show up to a fucking event.
How do you make a HYROX Run Club? Can you make one in your area? I don't have
I guess
one in our
I
area.
assume you just make.
You message
one.
Mark right. You message Mark right now.
That's
He's in
Mark.
charge because
I'll go ask Mark.
I actually was looking into it.
Mark.
Truth be told, I was looking into it. Yeah, you message Mark, but it's a pretty good deal. $129 a month. So I think in a year.
Are you Beavis? That skit is hilarious.
Hey, Kevin.
Ryan Gosling.
Hey, Kevin. Is Deca dumb? In a year, I'm going to ask you, was it worth it?
Okay. I figure if I get one client from, I mean, right now the Deca like events that we host pay for my whole year, like in one event, and we're hosting 4 or 5 a year. So I figure with HYROX, we host one event, we'll break even for the year instantly from that.
But I think you're a good example of someone that's doing it correctly because I think I mentioned on the show before, the place that I was doing it, they've already stopped. Like they did it for a couple years. The guy said, I didn't make any money. And he wasn't even ever really behind it the way the guy who went, it would basically be like if AJ was always pushing it, but you didn't care. Yeah. That's kind of how it was. So now he's moving and he's like, fine, I'm dumping it. I'm selling all my Rams.
Well, the athletes feel that when you go to different events, you're like, do you guys even try? Like the event is 100 meters long. You guys don't, you have a PB Extreme ski erg, which has been outlawed for 2 years. And
oh, what? A PB&J ski erg? You get, they bring you sandwiches?
Yeah. It gives you 30 seconds easy off the top.
There you go.
I think we should go halvesies, Anthony. Let's go halvesies on a run club. I'll kick in $62.50 a year. A month. Sorry.
Yeah. Which state is it going to be in?
Well, I don't know. We'll do the events near you, but we'll do the run club near me. We'll call it.
We kind of live on opposite ends of the country.
We'll call it hybrid engine bi-coastal. So like I'll get the run clubs, but you'll get like the strength people. I don't know. I'm so mad at you, Kevin.
We got a lot of people.
Why? What did I do?
I'm just really mad at Kevin for forgetting the one thing I wanted to talk to him about.
You didn't send me anything to talk about. Last time you asked me 5 minutes before the show, here, what are your picks? And then you didn't send me the link. And then I logged in 5 minutes late and you're like, here's your picks, defend them. And I'm like, barely had enough time to like make them.
But this time I said, listen, there's certain things I'm good at, you guys, and I think organization we know isn't one of them. But this time I did say, hey, let's have you on to talk about HYROX versus Deca affiliate. I did say that to you.
You were asking me like a month ago to come on, and I didn't affiliate until like last week or two. I must have forgot.
How was your rugby season?
I didn't play rugby this year.
How was your
Josh was just
officiating?
at a rugby game.
How was your
It's
officiating?
lacrosse. It was good.
Lacrosse. How was your lacrosse season?
It's very good. I don't know how else to describe it. People yelled at me. Some people didn't yell at me. I was on ESPN Plus a few times. If you knew to look for me, you could find me. Otherwise, I didn't do anything dumb to make any highlight videos. I didn't have anyone attack me in a parking lot.
Have I connected you to Matt Kemp, one of the four Matts?
Yeah,
He's
a baseball umpire.
Semi-professional baseball umpire.
Yeah, and Nick Riker's a basketball referee.
Forget Nick. Don't bring up Nick when he's not here. You should definitely talk to Matt Kemp.
Better or worse than Angel Hernandez?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I don't think anyone can be worse than Angel Hernandez. But Matt grew up in Brooklyn, so he's been around baseball his whole life.
Oh, see, you know, Matt. You guys are buddies then.
Yeah, we know each other. We were both on the live watch along.
Okay, Kevin, will you?
And Matt Boonton came here. He was at our last event.
Well, Larry, I'm just sending you all the Mats.
That's two Mats.
All right, Kevin. All right, Kevin. Are you going to come to Toronto? It's only what? How many hours for you?
Yes, it's 8 hours. I will be there. I already signed up, so I'm going.
Day 1 or day 2?
Day 2. I didn't sign up in time for day 1.
All the day 2 people. That's where it's at. Everybody knows the day 2 people where it's at.
Speaking of HYROX inspired events, the Pure Impact plus Nick and Tammy Rydell, who do Rampant Canada, they're putting on a HYROX event in the Niagara Falls Convention Center the second week of August.
Convention Center?
And there's cash prizes there too.
Yeah. Wait a minute. How do I not know about this?
It was supposed to be Decafit Canada, but it didn't get approved through legal with Spartan. So they affiliated with HYROX, and I'm like, well, we got this big venue, so
this is why we can't have nice things.
Yeah.
Did you say this is Pure Impact, the home of Amber Tate, the greatest box jumper there ever lived?
That's what you said, Matt. I mean, Marissa Pope's pretty good at box overs too. And she cursed me out during the North Carolina teams race, but we made amends after the race.
What did you do wrong? What did you do wrong?
Her and Keaton were racing against Colin and Tara.
Keaton Billings?
Yes.
See how well I follow the sport?
That's good. I raced men's.
Name a person. Name anybody. I'll tell you their last name. Just name anybody. Marissa Pope, Keaton Billings.
Yeah. Matt, there's too many options. Anyways, so
Kempson.
I raced with Daniel King first, and then I was spectating them and whatnot. And yes, thank you. The two of them were both on the ski, or both teams were at the ski at the same time, and I was just like friendlily heckling each of them. And Marissa snapped at me. She's like, "Shut the fuck up!" I'm like, all right, I'm done cheering for you for now. Then they switched. I'm like, all right, Keaton, you can do it. But she said she didn't realize it was me, and when she looked up, she would have accepted my cheering, but it's cool. But anyways, RamFit Canada is partnering with Pure Impact for that.
Well, let's shout out. I didn't know there was a RamFit Canada.
Yeah, they're the Canadian distributor of Rams. That's where I'm actually getting some 66-pound Rams when I go up there for that event, because I'll have them. I'm going up anyway. So
the log.
A couple of those, not the log. I can't put that in my Impreza, but the 66s I can.
Your Nissan Impreza?
No, it's a Subaru. It's all-wheel drive. So when it snows,
last names I'm good with. Car makes and models not so good with.
I drove a tank and a skier and 6 Rams and probably 20 cases of Powerade back from Orlando to Connecticut last year. Corinne Coffin, my nutrition coach.
RamFit Canada. There's a very tiny picture of Corinna Perkins. Keep up with the times, my friend.
I know.
Keep up with the times.
Most people don't know that though, so
I think it says so on her.
It does know. But she got married a while ago, and she finally updated her.
Okay,
social.
So I clicked on this little thing that says Instagram. Do you want to talk to Amber? Because do you know what pops up when I clicked on her Instagram profile or Instagram logo? Do you know what pops up?
I don't know. I haven't gone there.
The website called Instagram. It's not her account.
Oh, so you got to put /RamFit Canada.
Well, she
open
needs
it up. Yeah. We can email Tammy at ramfitcanada.ca and let them know.
Okay, when I click the Facebook link, let's see if that works. Nope, just takes me to Facebook. Come on, guys. What do you think will happen when I click the email?
hopefully.
Okay, Tammy at
Tammy
Ramfit Canada pops up.
Perfect.
That does work. All right, guys, that's it. I'm out of juice, man. That's it. Thanks for joining me, everybody.
Hey, quick run the dunks.
No
No one sponsored you with a coffee today.
No, Ramfit is. I'm sorry. Resolute's today's sponsor, but I did buy some.
Okay.
I did buy some dunks on the way home. All right, peace out, everybody.
Later.
That.
We're still live.